Unload the rum!
Aye, the rum too!
Hello again, Spirit Sippers and Rum Rippers, and one back again, and today we hunted down the latest FourSquare. Today we're going to be breaking down the Shibboleth.
Well, it sounds wonderful.
This is their latest one. It's aged 16 years in bourbon, ex-bourbon barrels. That's it. No ex-Madeira, no ex-port, just ex-bourbon. 16 years old, and I am really looking forward to this, but I gotta tell you, FourSquare, if you're listening, I am about to tap out. I can't do it. $250 out the door for this damn thing. I love FourSquare, but I'm like, man, getting to a point where it's like, I understand 16 years doing it the right way, but I think they just found my breaking point. Now, I know it's a lot more expensive up here in the Seattle area than it is anywhere else, but yeah, it was almost $250 out the door for this bad boy. I'm just like, I think you just found my breaking point. So I hope this is delicious. We're going to try not to hold that price point against it too much, but yeah, 16 years old in the barrel, man. I'm excited. Let's get it. Decent little pop. Let's get it in a glass. You know how we do it. It is 16 years old, so we're going to let it sit and open up in the glass for about 16 minutes, and we'll get right back into it. Don't go anywhere.
Yo! You about done? Tick-tock, mother...
Alright, 16 minutes is up. I'm excited to get back into this. I do have to retcon. It's not quite all FourSquare's fault. It's not quite $250 just for the rum. I actually found the receipt, and it was actually only $194.99 for the rum. So $195 up here in Washington. Our taxes are ridiculous, so another $43 in taxes. So it was almost $250 out the door, but I did get another little $10 bottle to make the Giant Tamer some mixed drinks. So yeah, this one, yeah, a little under $250, but just under $250. So yeah, it's getting pricey. But yeah, for the actual FourSquare, it was only I keep saying only, $194. $200 for a bottle of rum is a lot. And yeah, like I said, I'm just almost at that breaking point with our taxes and the prices, and it's just, man, it's getting up there. So really looking forward to this. It's been 16 minutes. Let's dive in. Got that signature FourSquare smell and those nice barrel influences, but this one's a lot lighter. I don't know if it's just because it's ex-bourbon without the wine cask influence that it seems like I've been tasting so much or nosing so much in all the FourSquares, but yeah, this one seems a little not so, it just doesn't have that wine finish that I guess I'm used to. It's just the ex-bourbon. But you're definitely getting some nice like fruit notes, maybe even a little banana note, some stone fruits. It's just really, I mean, just that FourSquare, you get that FourSquare aroma, but just not quite as hot as all the super barrel proofs. This one's coming in at 56% ABV, so 112 proof. So right there in the middle, actually in the upper echelon, some of them are coming in. They come in all the way up to 124 proof, all the way down. I believe the lowest FourSquare is the Détente at the Sagacity, I believe, is like a 96 proof. So I believe that's their lowest proof in the special cask series, exceptional cask series. Oh man, just those rum notes. Stone fruits, brown sugar. I mean, I could be talked into some vanilla, but just mainly like those stone fruits, like those mushy banana, peach, nectarines. There is just a lightness, like it doesn't have that like deep, dark, just thick aroma that a lot of them have. It seems just a little bit lighter. There's just, yeah, like a lightness to this one. Almost like a light cotton candy nose, but not that sweet. Just what is that smell? Almost like a blackberry Kool-Aid or something. But it doesn't have that super sweetness, just that dark fruit smell. I keep holding back from saying licorice because I don't really like licorice, but there's almost like that, just a touch of that black licorice nose in there. But not, I mean, I really don't like that, but that's, I mean, it's almost leaning in that direction. All right, let's taste it. Cheers. I mean, you feel that 112 proof. I mean, it's smooth, but almost like the Redo Tab is like, I think 122 proof, and that one almost drinks a little bit smoother. Not quite so hot. This one drinks a little bit hot. 16 years in a barrel. Yeah, you'd think the extra time would actually smooth it out even more so than the other ones, but first sip, this one drinks a little bit hot. I mean, it's bursting with flavors, but it's almost a little bit spicy. It's not quite a cinnamon. Yeah, it's just there's a hotness. Not quite red pepper hot, but there's a hotness, almost like a pepper. Like this is the first one where there's almost a bit of a, I guess that is a better way to say it, almost like a bit of a hot pepper taste. That's kind of weird. Never got that in a rum. And then after drinking it, it smells even sweeter. It's like a deep dark sugar cane or brown sugar. God, it's like smooth and then a burst of heat. And then real smooth over the mid palate and then a burst of heat. And then it goes down and then a burst of heat. And goes down smooth and then a little bit of a tickle on the way back up. Like it doesn't just drink hot. Like, I mean, it just kind of, it comes in flares. And it's weird. It's not like a cinnamon. It's more like a mild hot pepper, like a jalapeno. You know, we're not talking habaneros or anything. I can't handle hot food at all. But this has almost like a little bit of a hot pepper kick. It's so weird. I've never gotten that in a rum before. Let's put a drop of water in it and see what happens. Put in 2 drops because we know it can handle it. Interesting. First impressions. It's got a great flavor, great nose, but it is different. I mean, it noses a lot, very similar to the other Exceptional Cast series and the rest of the FourSquares, but it has a very different taste. The other ones are definitely sweeter. This one's not quite as sweet, and like I said, it almost has like a mild hot pepper. It's kind of an oxymoron, but kind of a mild hot pepper taste. Like I said, we're not talking habaneros or ghost peppers, just kind of like a little jalapeno kick. The nose didn't change a bunch. Yeah, the nose didn't change a whole bunch with the water in it. Still getting those rum notes, stone fruits, and that brown sugar that's not super sweet, like overly sweet smelling, but just a nod and definitely like a sugar cane sweetness. Let's taste it. Slangeva. The water definitely brings out that ex-bourbon cask. Definitely some heavier oak notes going on with the water in it, which I enjoy. I like those oak notes. Kind of leaning more towards the nobiliary. Not quite as oaky as that one, but kind of leaning in that direction. But yeah, just kind of you can tell the 16 years, it's definitely bringing out those barrel influences kind of over the fruit influence that it was with the water in it. It still kind of comes in those like smooth burst of heat. Smooth burst of heat. And I'm used to drinking like, they're 122 proof, 124 proof, 120 proof. This one's only 112, so this is lighter than half of the ones I have. But it drinks the hottest out of all of them. This one drinks hotter than all of those, which is interesting. But yeah, if you like spicy foods or those hot peppers, you'll love this one. Let's see how it is over some ice. I gotta say, I was a little bit worried for it being 16 years. I thought it might just be a little bit too much. I mean, this isn't Scotland. These are in very tropical climates, so the heat affects those barrels a lot more, and the impact happens a lot quicker. So I was a little nervous about the 16 years because I know that Nobiliary is a 14-year and it's very oaky. So I was wondering if the 16 might almost be a step too far, but it's not. Somehow it's a step back. The oak influence is definitely there, but it's not quite as oaky as the 14, which is really weird. So yeah, it's not overly oaked like I was afraid it would be at 16 years. Let's get it. Definitely a very different flavor profile though. Like I said, I've never had that hot pepper effect, and that's kind of the main thing I'm getting out of it, is like just a mild, spicy jalapeno pepper taste. Just like that little heat to it. And I don't know if that's what's adding to the effect that makes it me think it's drinking hotter than, like I said, those even higher proofs, and it's just that effect, or if it's really just drinking hotter than those other proofs. But like that Redutab, the Nobilier, all of those, they just float down so smooth. And this one comes in waves. This one's got that spicy little kick that comes with it. All right, we don't want it to melt too much. Definitely smelling the oak influences. That's what ice usually does. Really brings out those oak notes and sometimes a salty taste. But definitely getting the oak nose on here. Took out some of that sweetness and kind of brought back more of the stone fruit note. Maybe even almost like going even darker, like plums and blackberries. Oh, mixed with a deep, hard, dark molasses. Oh, let's taste it. Gross. Dude, as usual, just like a lot of times it did, it brought a little bit of saltiness, a little bit of the oak, that oak barrel. Yeah, mainly kind of like that oak note and a little bit of molasses. Kind of killed the flavor over the ice. It was okay, but it took out that heat flavor. It wasn't didn't seem like it came in waves, and it didn't get that like little pepper taste or that little pepper spiciness. Just kind of regular rum, oak, and molasses. Kind of really muted the notes with the ice. More than usual with the ice. With this one, boy, depending, either with water or neat, it was two different experiences. It brought out more of the oak notes with the water, and neat, it just kind of brought up those heat flares, like I imagine, I don't really eat peppers, but what I imagine eating peppers would be like, oh, that's good, woo, it's hot, oh, that's good though, but woo, it's hot. That's kind of how that one's drinking. So yeah, it's not as oaky as I thought it would be. The oak isn't overpowering like I thought it might be with a 16-year-old. It's kind of in that mid-range at 112 proof, but it does drink a little hotter than the 112 proof. Oh man, that price, I gotta say, I actually like the other ones better. They're a higher proof and they're cheaper. Like I said, even at $195, $200 for a bottle of rum, just about to tap out, especially with our taxes pushing it up closer to $250 afterwards. It's like, man, that is just rough. So yeah, $194, is it worth it? If you're a collector and you're trying to get them, obviously you're gonna pick it up anyway. But yeah, if you're out there and you're wondering, like, is it worth my money? I honestly don't know if I can say this one is. If you're into spicy peppers or spicy hotness, yeah, it's worth checking out. But maybe go to a bar and see if you can find it at a bar somewhere and taste it. Try it before you buy it on this one. Like I said, if you're a collector, like basically me, I've been picking them all up. But man, I tell you, if they keep going any higher, I am basically at my breaking point. I'm about to tap out. So yeah, I'm not mad I have it. It's a great flavor. It does have that FourSquare influence, but yeah, this is definitely a different one. You can tell the FourSquare note in there, but it definitely dips in a whole different direction than all the other ones. Scale out of 1 to 10, I'd probably give this one an 8.3. Definitely, like I said, I'm not too mad I bought it, but yeah, I'm right there at that tipping point. The bow is about to break. So yeah, if you're tight on money and you're wondering, like, should I just splurge and do it? You might want to, like, in my opinion, I'd go more for the Redutab or the 2008 if you can find it. I've been seeing it out there a lot of places. I actually really like that Nobiliaria. If you're more into the oak note factor and you like that oak influence, you might want to try the Nobiliaria. That one's another one that's pretty pricey. But yeah, so far my two favorites on the FourSquare have been the 2008 and the Redutab. Those two are absolutely phenomenal. All of them are phenomenal, but those two just seem to be like a little step above. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. That's the Shibboleth 16-year-old ex-bourbon cask. 112 proof. Not mad at it, but boy, it is a little bit pricey. I understand 16 years in a barrel and all the time it takes to make, but Man, yeah, if you're tight on a budget, you might want to bypass this one. And like I said, check out one of their other expressions. Because like I said, they're all delicious and you're not going to be disappointed with any of them. So if you're tight on the budget, you might want to bypass this one. If you're collecting the FourSquares and you have them all from a certain point, you're going to grab it anyway. So that's just what it is. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here until we see you next time. Goodbye.